Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome to another episode of Stadium Miguel. It's your favorite Uncle Silk.
It's Dan.
And Delatorre.
Same corner, same time. Feels good to be back.
We're glad to have you back.
Internet let me down last week, man. How y'all guys doing, man? Nick, Dan?
Groovy. The girlfriend
Groovy?
left for a clinical, so she's gone for 3 months. So I'm a single dog dad of 2. 3 months, and she comes home for a month, and then she has another one, another 3-month stint. That one in Tampa. I was talking to Dan about it. So I got no roommate for 3 months. So
that's why you got that lotion on the shelf back there.
Yeah.
That was a new addition.
Yeah, it's been a long 24 hours. It's been a long 24.
Nick normally's
3 months, man.
Stuff,
Prayers up, man. Nah, he can take a break. He can take a hiatus from the Manscaped break now.
Yeah. Need a whole new ad.
How you doing, Dan? How was your weekend?
Dude, it was good. I had myself a busy weekend. I saw comedian TJ Miller on Friday night. That was really cool. He's shooting a special. I don't know if it's for Netflix or whatever it was, but that was a really cool thing to be a part of. He was on he's been on a bunch. He was on Silicon Valley. Know him from Silicon Valley. He was in the one TV or the one movie about the She's Out of Your League. That's what I was thinking of. And then He was in that Ryan Reynolds superhero movie. What was that? Nick, you know superheroes. What was that movie? Anyway, the internet's going to drag me for not knowing this. But say what?
Was he in Daredevil?
No, he was in the other one.
Deadpool.
That's what I'm thinking of. It was great content. Me not knowing who I'm seeing.
I've seen a little bit of Deadpool like on accident because I cut it on. I thought it was like a regular like superhero movie. So Hulk was like a little baby, man. Like
that's not
4
for him.
Or something. I ain't know, bro. You know, I don't know nothing about Marvel and the super guy, hero guys, man. I cut that shit on. It got weird quick.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about Deadpool. I didn't even know he was.
I could tell he kind of knew. He kind of knew that I didn't know. He was hoping I just walk off when I hit play. But I sat there and I was just like, "Yo, what's going on, dog? Like,
what is this?"
Well, yeah, that reminds me of a funny story. When I was like 12, 13 years old, maybe a little bit younger. I'm trying to remember now. My brother wanted to see the movie Cruel Intentions. My brother's like 3 years older than me, and my mom said absolutely not. But she was out of town, so my dad took us to the movie theater, and he bought us tickets. My brother, must have done a pretty good job of insinuating that it wasn't that bad of a movie. So at probably 11, 12 years old, I'm sitting through Cruel Intentions. Boy, the reaction when my mom found out that we saw that movie that's about as mad as I've ever seen her. So
Dad got put in the blender.
Dad got put in the blender. Yeah, that was the last time my dad ever took me to the movies without my mom signing off on that. But no, it was good, man. And then
23 years ago, Dad took me to my last movie.
Yeah, it was a great memory.
Dads are the best, man. And shout out to Mother's Day, man. How was you guys' Mother's Day?
It was good, man. I'll be honest with you. I didn't do much. I'm going to see my mom next month. She was up here a couple of weeks ago. Gave her a call, sent her a card, did all that. But, without being a father myself, not a ton of Mother's Day. The girlfriend has a dog, so we celebrated with the dog. But not too much.
I celebrate Mother's Day with the dog.
Well, she's a dog mom. You got to find areas to celebrate.
Man. Hey, man, you got to choose to be happy, Dan. I'm not mad at it, man.
How was
Nick? Did you celebrate Dog's Mother's Day as well?
No, but it's Monday, so I'm celebrating not a Father's Day, as Dan and I do. We celebrate that 365.
Another one over the sun.
And we know within the next 3 months you won't be changing that status.
No, we'll not be changing that. If I am, then I'll be looking for a permanent new roommate. But it cracks me up. I remember
Nick.
It's probably almost a year ago Father's Day when I asked you what's the difference between Mother's Day and Father's Day, and you said love.
Love, man.
So the Knowles household was filled with love on Sunday.
Oh man, so much love, dog. I was a bucket of water, dog. I was crying for no reason, man. My mom was just sharing stories about her mom and just stories of me as a kid and the ups and downs of life and shit, bro. It was I was a bucket of tears all day, man.
There's a lot of stuff when
shit.
your parents get talking about that. There's a lot of stuff that like you get to an age that they feel like they can share it, and you're like, damn, I didn't know that was going on. You know, your
perspective too. Like, I look at how young my parents was, man. Like, I had no idea they didn't know what the hell they were doing.
When you're a kid, you think they've got all the answers,
right?
They know what they're doing. They're like, no,
if they're a parent, that they just know everything, right? Because they just kind of figure it out. They do a really good job, right? I'm not a parent myself.
I do it now,
but they do a fantastic job, right? I've seen a lot of my really good friends have kids that we've been around, and they'll ask them questions, and if they don't know the answer, they'll make it up. The kid doesn't know, but they're trying to all figure it out. They're not perfect, but shout out to my mom. It's been really cool over the last like 10, 15 years. My mom's been really focused on a lot of the stuff on building out the family tree and everything else, and so she'll randomly find documents from the 1800s, the 1700s. Also like bringing back, like my grandmother's family came from like the Czechoslovakia area. So she found a document of an unknown marriage from, a few generations ago in this really tiny town. And, now the Czech Republic. So just, really cool history stuff. So she was going over the documents on Mother's Day, but I think she had a good Mother's Day for all intents and purposes.
It's dope when the moms would be like, going down memory lane and doing little history lessons and whatnot. Nigga, how was your Mother's Day?
Good. I spent like an hour and a half on the phone with my mom. Some days Jody can talk, and some days you gotta like, hey, I gotta go. Stuff has to be done. I can't be on the phone all day. But Mother's Day, just let her talk, and we kicked it and talked for about an hour and a half on the phone yesterday. Usually see her on Mother's Day, but couldn't swing it yesterday. So I think I'll end up maybe seeing my dad for Father's Day.
Nick, you got a bunch of time on your hands, my friend.
I mean, just because
you need to go see family, man. You need love.
Yeah. Just come down to Fort Lauderdale for a week or so.
You're gonna need the support, man. Go down and see your dad, man.
I was in Fort Lauderdale 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, bring the dogs down, Nick. You'll be fine.
Leave the dogs there.
Hey, speaking of South Florida, Nick, Silk, I'm not sure if you guys got the chance. Did you guys check out that F1 race down?
I've seen people tweeting about it, but I didn't.
Stadium?
No, I didn't check it out at all, man.
Yeah, I'm not big into F1. I tuned in for a few minutes. Did you guys see that the track set up? Did you see that they had the yachts out there set up on a vinyl fake ocean?
Yeah,
I did not.
Trying to
see that.
You got to go look at pictures real quick.
They're trying to look like Monaco with where they actually race by the ocean. Trying to make it look like Miami Gardens is anywhere near the ocean, which it's not.
Right. No, I was talking to. I got a funny story about work today too, but I was talking to one of my coworkers about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "I saw the yachts." He's like, "That was really cool the way that they did that around that little water inlet." I'm like, "Oh no, Omar, we're about 25, 30 minutes from the water at the Dolphins Stadium there." But I know a lot of people were thinking it looked cheesy. At the end of the day, I thought it fit Miami's vibe. They're trying to.
Cheesy,
compete on cheesy. I mean, overdone, right? A bit gaudy, but I think they did a good job with what it was, right? You're trying to appeal to an international audience. They had
oh no, that shit cold. I like that.
Probably 12, 13 yachts out there.
Like that shit. It's like it looks like water and whatnot.
Yeah, but you don't have any of the effects of water, which can be nice, right? If you're staying on a boat, like I tell people all the time, like if you're on a yacht at an event at Monaco or St. Pete has a big Grand Prix here where there's a bunch of yachts and stuff. If you're on a yacht, you're not there on the yacht just to, enjoy the water. You're on the yacht to enjoy the yacht, right? So I thought it was a cool little thing. I'm sure the internet, had a lot of differing and varying opinions on it, but I did hear some wild food prices. Nick, you're a foodie on the show. Guess how much a shrimp cocktail cost on one of the yachts?
It's got to be $20, $25.
$25 for a shrimp cocktail.
It's a yacht, bro.
Nick, I'm gonna have you try again.
Lower?
I'm gonna just have you try again. You can choose which direction you go.
Yeah, I like this game. I like this game. I like this game.
Let's go $30 for a shrimp cocktail on the yacht.
Nick, you are only off by $670.
I told the man it was a yacht like 3 or 4 times. It's a yacht, bro.
The shrimp cocktail was $700.
That's why you're not getting an invitation to the yacht, Nick, because you think it's $30.
Nick, if you wanted the salmon dinner, Now, I'm not sure if this was a family style dinner or whatever. $3,000.
I don't care what style dinner it is. This is buying it. I don't care how rich I am, bro. $3,000 for salmon?
Yeah.
Is it like a charity or something? Or is it just like this is just the
vibes? This is just the vibes of you just having
this sounds like money. So I forget what
give me something different than salmon for $3,000.
I forget what late night show Bill Gates was on.
That's like my chicken.
They played a game with Bill Gates, and it was like, what are prices of things? And he's been a billionaire for 3 decades. Like, he's not going grocery shopping. So they were asking, like, what's the price for a gallon of milk? He was like, I don't know, $23. And like, he just had no idea. So that list is like, if Bill Gates like made the list, and it was like, how much does shrimp cocktail cost? I don't know, $600. What's the going price of? What's the market price of shrimp? It's like, I don't know, Bill. They're farmed. 30 cents a shrimp.
That reminds me of
some expensive sea roaches.
Yeah.
There was an episode of Arrested Development, and they were talking about it. And she's like, how much does one banana cost, Michael? $10?
Yeah.
Right. So just ostentatious kinds of money. They had a British guy doing the pregame where he was in the crowds of the pit, I guess, just trying to interview people. And he walked up to that Duke basketball player, Paolo, thought that he was Patrick Mahomes. He walked up to him, interviewed him a question, and he's like, that's not Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, no, man, you're only off by about 8 inches on height. But I think he did it a couple times. But truly a cool event for the city of Miami. I think they said it brought in more revenue than the Super Bowl did. So,
wow,
pretty cool to see.
Really,
yeah.
When you're charging $70 a shrimp, yeah, you're gonna make some money.
No, but revenue to my city wise, like that's insane.
That's a ton of money. It's a ton of money. So I think it's an every year thing from now on. But super cool.
I'm checking that out next time for sure.
So
I didn't know this was a thing, but I'm definitely pulling up if it's like that type of shenanigans going on bigger than the Super Bowl. It's like the shit I need to be around.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say it seemed like a who's who of people that were there. A lot of international.
I ain't gonna get no invite. Is what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that I think it'd be a lot of fun. I was just gonna say I don't know like what other events that they had. Right? I mean, I didn't follow it that closely. Obviously, saw the pictures and everything else. I'm sure they have parties and everything else. But that's probably the vibes. The race itself doesn't seem like my type of thing. I just haven't gotten into it. But the vibes of the city, probably the parties and everything else. I know you know some people, so you could probably get yourself some invites to some events.
Man. I can get into some places down in Miami for sure. I'm on that one next year. We got to put that one on the calendar. I'm pulling up. It's a good off-season event. Ain't a whole lot going on for me to pull up at as far as sports events. So I'm going to check that out next year.
Absolutely.
We got to talk some Gator football eventually here, fellas.
We do got to talk about Gator football. We do have Derek Wingo, current Florida Gators linebacker and former St. Thomas Aquinas Raider, coming on the show before we do.
Dan.
What?
So make sure you say it, Dan.
Yeah, that's the only time we'll say it. We're going to keep the pumping up of St. Thomas to a minimum today.
There's some Core Spring legends on here, man.
There are not many of us. There's not many of us.
It's going to be hard to find them.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever sent a player to the University of Florida to play sports. Current Florida Gators assistant baseball coach David Kopp is from Coral Springs High, but we're just not pumping a bunch of people up into Division I sports, unfortunately.
I've been through there. I get it.
Yeah, no. It's I think our chances are increasing year by year, but right now we're just not there yet. But I will pump the tires of whoever from Coral Springs High School makes it to the next level.
Already.
Lots of Marist universities and directional schools in Indiana is where they're going now. But let's get on with the show. As always, we want to give a shout out to our friend Alan Horn, who's the title sponsor of Stadium and Gale. Alan Horn is a State Farm agent in Jasper, Georgia, specializing in auto, home, renters, life, business insurance, and retirement planning in Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. Check him out at Alan Horn. That's HORNE insurance.com, or give him a call at 706-692-2888, or follow him on social media at SF Agent Alan H, or on Facebook at Alan Horn State Farm Agent. Again, that's AlanHornInsurance.com, 706-692-2888. And without further ado, we do want to bring on Derek Wingo, onto the show. Derek, it is a pleasure to have you on. How are you doing this evening?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing good.
Absolutely, man. Well,
first of all, Dan already said it. Just want to lead off with an STA pride.
That's the only one. That's so, we're only going to talk about the college years.
You're not going to cap me on St. Thomas Aquinas love on the podcast, Dan. That's uncapped.
They're gonna be sassy the entire time, Derek. How you doing, my dude?
Good. How you doing? Good,
man. Welcome to Stage Miguel, man. Excited for this conversation.
Well, Derek, before we get into your current time at the University of Florida, talk to us a little bit about the lead up, ultimately to committing to UF. But talk to us a little bit about growing up and kind of what got you, involved in football, and then ultimately when did you think that you would have the chance to play Division I football?
Yeah, so originally I was born in Naples, Florida. That's kind of where I went to like middle school and elementary school. I started playing football at a very young age, around like five or six. And then kind of when high school decisions were kind of coming along, I wasn't sure on what school I wanted to go to. And we had heard about St. Thomas Aquinas, and we knew that it would be kind of a hard move for us, like obviously to move across the whole state, having my mom own a preschool her whole life. So she owns a preschool in Naples, Florida, and I had to move over to the East Coast with my dad. And we kind of commuted back and forth to see her. She'd drive over for every game. Going to St. Thomas, obviously, you know a lot about St. Thomas and their success. So, but to get into the University of Florida, my biggest decision was to go to St. Thomas, was to get to that next level. And it's a school that's kind of close in Florida, perfect weather. I had great coaches recruiting me previously, Coach Robinson. They had a good coaching staff. And I kind of wanted to stay close to family. I was separated from my mom through the entirety of high school. So I thought it would have been the coolest thing to be able to, have her be able to come to every game and be able to be there for me and be able to see me as my journey goes on. So I think that was one of the biggest things that went into making the decision to come to the University of Florida. And now that we're here, she actually lives in Gainesville with both my dad and my mom live up here. So it's pretty cool.
Talk to me about Mama Wingo's.
Yeah, so I get that question all the time. So she actually does have her bakery here. She makes cupcakes, cookies, cakes, all of it customized. She can print out things that are all edible on it. She does them for the team. She'll bring them in, different goodies and stuff like that on special occasions and for birthdays and stuff like that. It's going pretty well. That's something that we've been very prideful about, so I'm excited for her.
Is Kelsey Gomes giving her like a side eye when she's bringing that stuff in? She's like, hey, here's a list of guys that cannot have any of these baked goods.
Yeah, there's like a number of who can have how many.
How many can Big Dez have?
He gets one cookie. That's it.
He gets
one sugar-free cookie.
Oh, man. So, Derek, talk to us a little bit about your transition up to UF. Obviously, it's a big jump. Not only are you moving cities, but you're joining a new program, obviously making that jump from high school to college. What was that transition like for you?
Well, also, too, at St. Thomas, if I'm not mistaken, you were mainly like an edge rusher as a linebacker, really, right?
Yeah.
And then you have your first season is that COVID season. And I heard a story. C-Rob hits you and is like, after the A&M game, it's like, hey, you're gonna have to learn all three of these linebacker positions. So
yeah, hold on. I hate to do this to you guys, but can we do? I want to ask him because I know a lot of fans that remember your recruitment may want to know this too. So the secret visit and all of that, because your recruitment was just a commitment out of the clear blue sky when you committed. None of us seen it coming at all. Secret visit went down that nobody found out after the commitment. So what was that like? What was that like? Give us a story on how all that went down. I'm sorry to cut all y'all off.
No. We're trying to work linear here, so we're
yeah. I don't want to get too far.
Yeah, I guess I can talk about that now. It's been a while. So I came up here with the family. I used to come up here a little bit kind of under the radar, just to like visit some friends that I know that go here. So we kind of got up and some of the coaches hit me up. They're like, hey, do you want to come through, see the facilities, maybe talk to coach a little bit? And I was like, yeah, I had previously talked to them a little bit. And I've been around campus. I've met with those guys. I was in constant contact with Coach Robinson. So we get up there. We're in the office. We're talking with Coach Mon. We're on the phone with Tim Tebow. We're talking to him. We're all chatting it up. So it's pretty cool. And that's my favorite. That's my mom's favorite guy. That's by far her favorite of all time. So
my mom too, bro. Go look at her Facebook, bro. All that shit.
Yeah, she loves him. So originally I had told Coach Mon that this is the school that I want to be with, but out of respect, I would never like say anything or be open with it because I obviously wanted to respect Penn State and I wanted to be able to talk to Coach Franklin first. I wanted to be able to go back up there and just kind of make sure everything was clear. So because I didn't want to be disrespectful in any kind of way. But somehow, some way, someone else had posted it. I guess they saw me leaving or something like that, and it kind of blew up a little bit. And then someone had posted that I had flipped already and committed to the University of Florida. And I was like, so I'm getting calls left and right. I was sleeping in the car on the way home, and I'm just like, man. So I get calls, I get on the phone with Coach Franklin and stuff like that. And it was a good conversation because those guys are very respectful up there. They know what they're doing. And I kindly just went over it with them and say, listen, I really want to make the best decision for me and my family. Obviously things weren't the best at that time. So, and I gave them the information. And after that, I kind of worked with an editor, stuff like that, and got it out there on social media.
Who was the paparazzi that caught you?
I don't know to this day.
To this day, haven't figured it out.
To this day, haven't figured it out.
That thing started spreading like wildfire,
yep.
Man. It spread like wildfire. I hit my DMs like, yo, Wingo's on campus, man. I'm like, what?
Hey, Derek, I've got a question just about recruiting. You know, we've talked to a lot of former players, you know, a lot that you know, played at UF in the, you know, like 2006 to like 2012, 2013, where, you know, there was rivals in ESPN and there was certainly a following of recruiting. But I mean, it was really kind of your class that, you know, saw, you know, a huge move over to Twitter and to Instagram and to social media, and not only following players on these websites, but now following them, you know, on social media. What was that like? And how do you drown out some of that noise? And, you know, what, I mean, I guess what's it like growing up in this social media age where, you know, you're being, you know, recruited heavily by a lot of different schools. You're going to make multiple fan bases upset by your decision. But how do you work through some of that noise as a teenager?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is going to St. Thomas. I got help from that. We had guys who came in and helped you manage that kind of stuff and kind of walked you through it. But as a young athlete, nowadays especially, you have to learn how to manage it. You have to learn how to manage being able to still play on the field, whether or not, and then in school, and then it's kind of that social media and stuff. So now a lot of guys are learning like that. I'm having to learn it all over again with NIL, because that's another thing that's popping up is you have to learn how to balance NIL and still being in school and playing football. Obviously, playing football is like the number one thing that you have to focus on. So just kind of being able to be mature about it, not always being stuck to your phone and all over. But at the same time, if you can do that and have an advantage to that, that's huge for you. And I'd say that social media was huge for me, being able to kind of get videos out there, workout videos, use Twitter the correct way, kind of make sure you're having all the positive things on your page so that doesn't come back to bite you in the future. So if like my biggest thing is if you're able to be able to do that and still have success in all the other fields, I think it's great.
You have a lot of that support now, but like when you were like 16, 17, going on secret visits, you're committing the fan base, you put it on mute. Do you just put Twitter away? You just not check your mentions? I mean, and it's gotta be a lot mentally.
Yeah. I would think that at a young age, I was able to realize that, and especially even now, there's going to be people out there who are going to say bad things. There's people out there who's going to support you. And at the end of the day, when you look your name up on Twitter and you're seeing all those things about you, you just have to kind of realize, you know, some of these people saying these things are, come on. So, I mean, but you never know. So you just kind of have to ignore it, be the bigger person about it, and just be mature.
Cool. Nick?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd look my name up on Twitter, especially if I had like a bad game. I think that's probably when you're probably most tempted to do it, but I don't know if that's good for the mental health. So getting back into it, how did St. Thomas? I mean, it seems like you made a business decision. Like, hey, I'm leaving Naples. I'm going to St. Thomas because there's a proven track record of them developing guys and getting guys to Division I. And then you make a business decision to come to Florida. What was your immediate, I guess, introduction to Gainesville and introduction to that program and that system? How did that transformation or that transition go?
I'd say it went actually pretty well. But obviously, like most people know, that I have never played off the ball linebacker. That's something that I did struggle with. Even at St. Thomas, I wasn't very good at it. That's why they had me on the edge, and that's where I had my most success. So I'd say during the COVID year, as most people do know, I did struggle a lot learning how to kind of play off the ball. I wasn't really sure how to do it. When blockers would come up to you, I was still learning how to kind of get off that and be able to shuffle around. So Coach Robinson had a lot of development with me with that, being able to have extra time in the film room, understanding the offense a little better, because I did come from the offensive side of the ball way back when. And my freshman and sophomore year at St. Thomas, I played quarterback. So I understand a little bit more on how the offense works and be able to look at that. So just kind of developing my freshman year and my sophomore year, understanding a little bit better, and now having Coach Bateman come in and really this spring season being able to finally kind of put the touches together, and having guys like Ventrell Miller coming back is huge. Being able to have the experience from him and really understanding the game has just kind of helped me elevate to playing off the ball.
What was that meeting like? Because I mean, when you guys get home from Texas A&M in 2020, you know, that Sunday you guys start getting tests, and like positive tests start coming back, and you don't know that the Missouri game is going to get canceled. And it's just like, yo, Derek, we need you to know how to play all three of these positions, which you're still learning, but you need to know just in case we play and like you might have to start at Mike. And you're like, what?
Yeah, I think I actually loved it, because I'm a guy who loves to kind of be in the film room, loves to write down notes and stuff like that. And I feel that as a Mike linebacker, as like a leader that you feel on the defense, you should be able to understand every position on the field. And if you don't, it can only hurt the other people around you. So just kind of being able to learn that. Obviously, I was very interested in being able to play like the Sam linebacker on the outside, because that's something I've done my whole life. So just kind of that felt more as an opportunity for me when they came to me and told me that.
Okay.
Do you feel comfortable now?
Yeah, 100%. Especially after this spring season, getting to know this coaching staff better, understanding my position, my body, and how I can be able to make plays, and learning this new playbook. I'm very confident with Coach Tony and what they have going for me, and just kind of my playmaking ability now that I've been able to develop a little bit more.
Real quick before you move forward, Nick, what did you feel about the last defense that hindered your growth a little bit? If you would say there was something.
One thing that I would say that hindered my growth was not everyone was always on the same page. And I feel that can hurt a lot of athletes, because when you're on the field with 10 other guys and everyone's not kind of thinking the same way or feeling the same way, and I'm going this way, like there's some plays that I can look back from film from last year where I'm going the right way and someone else is going the wrong way, but it looks like I'm completely not knowing what I'm doing. And I know that as like being able to watch film a little bit more. Everyone on defense, that's what makes great defense, is for everyone to be on the same page. And that's the big thing that Coach Tony and all them stress that this year is we're all going to be on the same page, know what we're doing. We're going to be going to the right places. And that's why I feel that our defense is going to have a lot of success this year.
Was that between position groups or even in position groups, guys not being on the same page?
I would say all around. I would say all around.
We've heard a lot of rumors and people talk about it. Was it a complicated scheme? Was it, I mean, what was the reason that you feel like a lot of people were kind of running on different pages?
I don't feel that it was like too complicated. I mean, obviously it's complicated for other people.
Sure.
You know, like I was
not for Dan. Dan would definitely understand it.
So, and it was a little bit complicated. We did have to study a little bit more, but I'm not really sure. It would just be sometimes there'd be miscommunications a lot that was kind of unnecessary. And at the end of the day, it just ended up not working out.
Yeah. What do you notice from the difference between, you know, maybe the old defensive staff and the new defensive staff? Obviously, you were very close with Christian Robinson. That's very noted. Obviously, you committed to Todd Grantham in that defense, and you have a whole new coaching staff, you know, coming in. You're learning different people. You're learning a different scheme. You know, what's that transition been like for you?
I think it's been very positive. With this new coaching staff coming in, their biggest thing was, we have to earn your trust just as much as you have to earn ours. And I think that was huge for Coach Tony and them to come in and really stress that. And that's one thing I'll give Coach Tony props 100%. If you sit in a meeting room with him or watching film with him, he's an absolute genius. And everything that he knows and learns from other coaches, whether or not it's in the NFL or here and there, he's able to trickle that down to us. And just kind of gaining their trust, understanding that they want what's best for us and is going to push us, and look back at our past couple seasons on the small things that we need to improve on. And everyone's always saying the tackling and the stuff like that. And we've been working on that in every practice on tackling drills and stuff like that, and breaking it down from the basics.
Going back to your freshman year, real quick. You probably didn't know better because it was your first year, but now that you've been on campus and been through like a regular football season, how crazy is that to go back and look at everything you guys had to do just to play a game, and then it was 10 straight SEC games, and that was your introduction to college football, getting something stuck up your nose 3 times a week just to go have to play 10 straight games against SEC opponents.
Yeah, obviously that was a big eye opener. I didn't really expect all that to go down, and I do give St. Thomas props with the schedule wise, because that was very kind of similar, being able to wake up early, go to the meetings, and going to practice, coming back to meetings. So that's one thing that St. Thomas really did prepare me for. But the SEC is huge. Being able to come into the SEC as a freshman, not everyone, when you go on those fields, every guy is either just as big as you or much, much bigger. Everyone's weighing 230, 240 at receivers now. We have receivers weighing 230. So you got to understand that it's a bigger game. It's a lot faster. There's a lot more to learn. You can't kind of just go out there and play. So
not playing Dillard and South Plantation anymore.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
That definitely threw me off a little bit. What has Ventrell Miller been back in the fold? And I'm pretty sure having that veteran linebacker could help you as well as learning the position. What's it like having him back?
I think it's amazing. Being able to just have his knowledge and experience. Obviously, he's been here for a pretty long time. He's played in a lot of big games. He kind of always has your back. He motivates you and kind of tells you where to go in certain sticks. So I love being on the field with him. He's a very good communicator as well. A lot of the guys look up to him. And, if I'm on the field with him, I look left, we double check and make sure we both know we're on the same page, always going the same direction. He's played in a lot of big games, made a lot of big plays. So to have someone like that and experience next year is amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was fun watching you and DeJuan both run around out there, man. Both of you guys are extremely athletic. We get to see you. I got to see you do some flips and whatnot, somersaults during your high school career. I haven't seen any in college. Who got the better flips, you or AR?
All I've seen is AR do is a backflip so far.
That's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, I don't know. I still can do them.
I don't want to encourage him to do more. Don't have me be the guy. So you think you got more sauce than him right now?
I think I could do more.
Well, you're gonna get in trouble. He's gonna hear this, and then he's gonna start back. He's gonna start backflipping again. You're gonna get him in trouble.
Yeah, that's gonna be my fault now.
Following you.
We'll get a Matt Baker story.
Jeez. Derek, I want to look forward to this upcoming season a bit. Where do they have you playing the most? I mean, do you see a lot of rotation in your future, or what's kind of the upcoming season look like for you in your position?
So as of right now, I've been kind of rotating both at the Mike and the Will linebacker. Obviously, not having as much depth, I wasn't being able to work as much on the edge. But I know that in this upcoming fall camp and stuff like that, I will be getting a little bit of more being able to be on the edge or the third down rushing from the outside. So that's something that I'm really excited for.
Perfect.
It seems like there's a lot of guys there on the edge, and you really didn't have that depth, especially with Ventrell and his schedule not being there 2 out of the 3 days.
Yeah.
So just bodies inside a linebacker.
Yeah, definitely.
What looking at the schedule, obviously Utah's a big opener, but are there any games you've circled like teams talk about like revenge tours and getting teams back that beat them? Is there any team you're looking forward to playing next year?
Yeah, I'd say definitely the Utah game. Obviously, that's going to be a huge opener. I think we're going away to Texas A&M and away to Tennessee are going to be huge games to win for us. Obviously, we played at Tennessee 2 years ago, but there wasn't a full capacity because it was COVID. So I think that's going to be a very loud and vicious game. You know how their fans are, so I'm excited for that. Same thing for Tennessee as well. And then I'm super excited to be able to play LSU at home. I'm ready to get that back. I'm ready to finally close that off because that's always been huge. And then FSU, obviously.
On a Friday night.
Don't lose no sleep on that one, Derek.
Friday Night Lights in Tallahassee.
Yeah, so
it should be a cakewalk.
Some of my family members actually were always FSU fans.
Sorry to hear that.
So I'm super excited to be able to go and play in that stadium and be able to tear it up.
Real quick, Derek.
Back at Kyle Field, that was where you started your career. That was the opener in 2020, wasn't it?
Where was that?
Texas A&M. Wasn't that the first game in 2020 or no? No, that was the third game. Just kidding. Ole Miss was the first one.
Game. Yeah. Samford was the first one at home.
Go ahead, Sil.
I'm sure all the fans want to know from a leadership standpoint, man. That seemed like a big missing thing from this team last year was leadership.
Yeah, I'd say that it was kind of – I feel like the leaders were there, but it was just kind of all over the place. So I feel like there would be miscommunications. People always wouldn't be on the same page, like all around, whether or not it's like being on the field or just being in the locker room and stuff. So that's one that I think that this year we've really kind of brought together and we've realized and recognized to be able to trust one another, to be able to look to each other for certain things and be able to understand that we have to hold each other accountable for the things that are going on, whether or not it's off the field, on the field. It's little things, and they do come back to get you, and the little things mean a lot. So that's something that I'd say this team so far is taking advantage of.
Dope.
Derek, we want to ask you a question. Silk normally asks this question. Nick asked it last week. We were talking about who has the best hands on the team.
Best hands on the team.
And we're not talking about wide receiver. We're not talking about tight end. We're just talking about best hands.
Fisticuffs. Old-fashioned square up.
Best hands on the team. Anybody, like any position?
Yeah. Pound for pound, man.
Hate to say it, but I think AR is up there.
Word?
Yeah.
Man, you better take that flip take back.
You're up here talking. You're writing checks saying that you're better flipping than him, and he might end up just throwing hands.
I hope you don't take that personal.
I like that. I like how the quarterback can throw hands and stay in the paint.
How is Anthony Richardson? That's my guy. I'm very high on AR, bro. I've been waiting on him just to take the bull by the horns, as the people say. What is he like as a leader? I think he got all the tools, and it seems like he has the aura of a leader and ready to do what he got to do from a leadership standpoint. But what is he like in the locker room with you guys?
Yeah, so I've been able to see that as like when I first came into now. Obviously, the team around him has been able to gain a lot of respect for him. He's always kind of doing the right thing. He's always working after. He's always working extra. So everyone's been so excited for him as well to kind of, really get out there and be able to lead. The biggest thing I'd say that he's improved on is also being vocal. And now he's more of a guy who knows that this is his team. He needs to take over, and he really needs to have trust in everybody and be able to make big plays at big time moments. And I think he knows that and he understands that. So
maybe just not his time. Like when he was a freshman, you obviously had Kyle Trask. Last year, Emery's the starter. Was it just like not his place to be vocal previously?
No, I don't think so. I think he definitely was still vocal in the times before because everybody knew, and they would kind of bounce back on each other. But I think he really understands now that this is his time, and he is like the kind of the face of our team. So he's been waiting for this, and I'm excited for him to go out there and really be able to dominate.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Derek, want to talk to you. We appreciate the Gator Collective for helping us bring you on today, but want to talk about name, image, and likeness and what that has meant to you. Geez, get together, Dan. What that's meant to you over the last year or so, and what your experience has been like.
Yeah, I think NIL is huge for athletes now. To be able to benefit from all these different things, and on top of your like COA or whatever it might be. Being able to build your brand, that's the biggest thing. I think whether everyone kind of has their own merchandise, they're able to go out into the public and do signings and kind of do deals with brands, rep different brands, be able to get packages for stuff to be able to use and promote for them. I think it's absolutely huge. It benefits the athletes probably tremendously, being able to have like certain clothing or just being able to have certain tools that they need to be able to go out on a daily basis. I mean, now personally, NIL is helping. I'm taking my mom out to dinner and I'm bringing her dinner. So that's something that I've always looked forward to do. And I know that athletes coming into college, a lot of them are big on family, and they always talk about taking care of their families. And now at such a young age, you're able to do that now. So I think that's huge. Personally, it's huge for me. And I hope it kind of keeps going well because it's been going well so far.
How does it feel to have moms right there in town like that, man?
I feel like it's amazing. Anytime I need something or even when she needs something, I go over there, I hang out. We'll kind of make dinner together. We'll have dinner. I'll go over there, play board games with her sometimes. And it's really good. She doesn't bother me. She doesn't kind of get into my business. but she makes sure that it's known that she's always there if I need something. So it's good.
You're super mature, bro. Where you get that maturity from, man?
I think it's definitely from
some
mom.
kids can fake. Some kids can fake it, bro. I can
Mm-hmm.
tell. You know what I'm saying? But it seems authentic. Where you get that maturity from? Moms?
I think it's definitely from mom and probably maybe some of my past coaches. And dad's big on being strict, being by the book, and knowing what's right. So
that's awesome, man. Well, we appreciate your time, Derek.
Real quick.
We
don't ask this enough. What moving to Gainesville? Dan already talked to me about being a foodie. We were doing that in a segment. Best food spot in Gainesville.
Best food spot. I think there's a couple. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but there's some of the food trucks.
It never goes well, Nick. That's why we stopped asking it.
We had Mahmoud on. I asked him best food. He said none, and I was like, all right.
There's a couple food trucks that are pretty good. That
Probably shouldn't have asked him though.
No.
Couple food trucks. Which ones? Do you remember?
No, but some of them are right here by. Gosh, it's like 2 minutes.
Oh, what's that? It's called like Fourth. It's like the 4th Street or Innovation something.
Yeah, one of those right there. I know Luke's Bagels is good. We got an NIL deal with them.
Okay.
Good
job.
Yeah,
best bagel in Gainesville.
Yeah,
they listen.
I know it, man. Luke's is the best bagel.
As Derek is always saying, I don't have
an NIL deal. That is the best. That's the best bagel in Gainesville.
Listeners, when y'all swing by there, tell them Derek sent y'all, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And you're wearing some of your merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, check
NIL,
that out.
Dan.
If you're watching YouTube, you can check the visuals. Check out my man Derek Wingo. Tell them where they can find your merch at.
I actually have a link in my bio, both on Instagram and Twitter. You guys can go check that out. It has lists of the shirts, the jackets, the hats, all of it are on there. I'm doing another drop here very soon with some new clothing. That'll be up posted. I'll have that posted everywhere around, so you guys can see that with the link attached to it.
Derek, I want to ask you about a few of the things in the background. You got a Pippen jersey. Is that the Michael Jordan shot?
Yeah, I got the Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Michael Jordan one and the Scottie Pippen one. I got the both of those in black and red.
All right.
I got the Pippen in red, but it's not. It don't look crisp. It's real. It's real, and it's from 8th grade, literally.
Yeah, these ones are actually from my mom back when she was in high school.
Dope.
Yeah.
I would ask you how old your mom, but that'd be like, you know what I'm saying? That'd be disrespectful. But
and it looks like that girl is shooting you with an arrow on your TV.
Oh, I was watching
from our perspective.
What are you watching these days?
Look, he just asked about TV. We just holding you up now in this morning.
Just keep him here.
What do college kids do these days, man?
Derek, please don't leave.
Yeah. What video games are we playing? No, Derek, we appreciate it, man. Hey, let everybody know where on social media they can follow you.
Derek Wingo is just my Instagram. Derek Wingo is also my Twitter. And I have a TikTok that's actually Derek Wingo 15.
And was 15 with mom loving Tebow? Was that a connection?
No, so I've actually always had 15. I had 15 at St. Thomas, and that was just kind of my number that I picked.
Gotcha.
Nice.
And Mama Wingo's as well.
So it's the elite Gator number too, by the way. It's the elite Gator number. Riedel, Tebow. It's the elite Gator number.
Luchez Purifoy. Hey.
I said,
oh man,
he had a great season. He did have a great run.
He did.
Shout out to Luch. All right, man, we gotta let you go. Derek.
Let you go, Derek.
Hey, hit up. Thanks, Derek. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it. Hit up Luke's Bagels. All right, brother. Derek Wingo. Yeah, that was one. Normally we know when to stop, but that one we just let drag on a question too long.
Not a sponsor.
Let me out of here, old man.
Luke's is legit.
Yeah.
Where is Luke's? That's not the place
favorite?
That's up by your house, is it?
It's on the way to downtown. You would probably call it downtown, but it's like not downtown proper. Like it's not by Parks or Dragonfly or anything. They are from New Jersey, and they've got this whole thing. It took them, I think they said like 16, 18 months to figure out how to make the water the same pH level that it is in New York and New Jersey, because people from up there say the water is what makes the pizza dough better or the dough for the bagels better. So they've got this whole water alkaline pH system that is like attached to the building that they use to make their bagels.
Do the bagel slap though. I like all the science. And
the bagels slap.
They slap. What's your
Great
favorite bagel?
Give me a sausage, egg, and cheese on everything bagel.
Man, no, just the bagel, bro.
We just said the bagel. We didn't ask for your whole sandwich order.
That's and everything bagel, man.
And everything bagel.
And everything bagel.
Yeah, throw me on the everything bagel.
Everything bagel?
Yeah. When I was younger, I liked the cinnamon raisin.
Yeah, I ain't really a fan of them joints no more. They just don't slap. Everything bagel is just where it's at. I do the onion joint. That's about it. I don't get too risky. And plain bagel, can't go wrong with that. You just gotta have it right.
Luke's makes them every day. They don't sell day old bagels. If they don't sell, they have bagels that go unsold. They just donate them to food banks. There you go. Everything's made every day. That line, if you catch a bad line,
your last free one, Lucas, what the name is?
Yeah, Luke's
Bagels. We got some scrolling marquee ready for Luke's Bagels.
You could pull up to Luke's and there could be 50 people waiting for bagels. So I've definitely pulled up to Luke's and just made a U-turn and been like, yeah, I'm not waiting an hour and a half for a bagel.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't care how far the bagels. I'm not waiting an hour for it.
I'll be honest with you. When I was up in New York City back in December, we waited in line, and I'm forgetting the name of it. It's like the most popular bagel joint. Don't get me wrong. It was really good, but waiting for 45, 50 minutes, however long we waited for a bagel, I mean, it slapped. It was good, but I'm just like,
for it to be good.
Yeah.
45 minutes, man. Yeah. Like, how good is this thing going to be?
Or I appreciate you not encroaching on my personal life, you know?
No, I'm just saying.
And honestly, you're in New York. There's 8,000 different places.
So many bagels. Right.
Yeah, a lot of.
I'm gonna keep circling the block until I get like a 10-minute wait, man. I go somewhere else. New York is pretty busy, but I'm not waiting 45 minutes, an hour for.
Yeah, that was a long wait, and it was.
Shout out to Luke's if it is that busy though, man. That's good. That's a good problem to have.
You guys buying the New York water thing? There's a pizza place here that says that they ship in their water from New York. I'm not sure I'm buying it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I'm buying it.
I'm not about to call these folks stuff fraudulent, Dan.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the pizza joint in Tampa, not Luke's. Luke's is obviously.
Yeah, shout out to Luke's, man. Y'all boys doing it by the book. The people in Tampa, yeah, they could be fraudulent. What you got?
Yeah. That's my take. Fraudulent water. All right. Well, let's get on to some more Gator news. A lot of exciting stuff happened this week, and before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Home Field Apparel. Visit them, homefieldapparel.com. Use promo code Stadium and Gale, all one word. Get 15% off of your order. They're going to be dropping a ton of new merchandise here over the next few weeks. So again, visit them at homefieldapparel.com. Promo code Stadium and Gale. The Gators did nab 2 commitments this weekend to bring their total up to 4 for the class of 2023. At about 12-ish on Saturday, Najee Harris from IMG Academy announced his commitment to the University of Florida. 4-star, ranked the 385th best player, the 26th ranked interior offensive lineman, and the 72nd ranked player from the state of Florida. Want to get your thoughts on the take. Silk, we'll start with you.
Oh, we got a gangster, man. The kid can maul things. IMG has been just a place we couldn't get anything from. Billy come back-to-back cycles. Len Kamari Wilson and then Najee Harris, man. Good get. Kid gets downhill, maul stuff. I think run blocking is his strong suit. I don't think he's terrible at pass blocking, but he could get better. But just a good get. Guys we couldn't get with Hevesy. Too many projects. And I don't think he's a polished lineman like he's perfect, but his size and you seeing like pancakes him finish blocks with aggression. It's a mean streak we've been missing from our line of scrimmage, man. So good get. Shout out to Stapleton, Sale on, doing what they got to do and closing in on this guy. And there's a lot more to get at IMG. So just a real important thing right there, man. Shout out to Chaney as well.
Getting into, I think Chaney had a big part in this, but getting into the IMG curse a little bit. Obviously, the program was started with Chris Winky, right? So, like, obviously there was a FSU connection, but he's been gone for a while. So, like, what was the holdup, in your opinion, of
a lot of fumbling
kids?
I think just fumbling back. Like, think about just fumbling like easy stuff. Like we had Francois.
Yeah,
he was a guy. Rats
told me that story plenty of times.
No, I'm sorry. We didn't have Francois. They played the game. We did have Francois. Here's the crazy part about it. We had Francois and Lamar Jackson at the same time. They were kind of choosing between the one, and at that time,
Lamar was ready to play. Lamar was ready to play receiver for Will Muschamp. That's how much he wanted to. That's how much he wanted to be a Gator.
But they slow played him, and he kind of knew that they were slow playing him for Francois. Winky played the games with Francois. He was ready to flip that night before whatever was going on. They get on the phone and change everything. That busy. Everything just got weird with that whole recruitment, but. We just fumbled some bags. We had some opportunities to land kids out of there. We just couldn't close. That's it. Now we got some closers on campus. We're gonna see what it do, man. They're doing what they got to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent, obviously, at IMG still. I know that Florida's recruiting still probably 4 or 5 players from there. Obviously, getting Kamari Wilson on campus was huge. Getting Najee Harris is big. I don't know what the reasoning was. Obviously, you can talk Chris Winky, you can talk, some probably some shenanigans that happened, but the fact that Florida went 7-8 years without landing a single kid from IMG is unbelievable, right? I mean, and we can say that Jim McElwain wasn't a great recruiter and Dan Mullen wasn't a great recruiter and Will Muschamp, was great on the defensive side of the ball, and we can blame a lot of different things, but the fact that they went for 8 years or however long it was before even getting 1 and now to get 2. I don't know if it's a tide changing. We'll see that. But but that is such a football factory. I mean, they're such a football factory that they aren't even allowed to play in the same divisions as Florida high schools, right? So you want those kids. Those are kids that are being recruited from all over the United States to play. And they're consistently putting out Division I players and guys that are making it to the NFL. So however long it took, it's good to be there, and it's good to get wins over your Texas A&Ms and your other schools that you need to win these recruiting battles against to be successful in the SEC. Florida is recruiting him as an interior, lineman. He has played guard and center. He mentioned in an On3 article that he is open to playing both and whatever Rob Sale and Darnell Stapleton need him to play. He had some great things to say. He says, I love how they coach. When I went there to practice in March, that was when I had the feeling after seeing practice, seeing how both coaches are coaching, it's equal and it's not like one overrules the other. It's a team. One thing that one of the coaches told me is that it's like yin and yang, like the balance. One is a little more fiery and will be on you. I feel like that's probably Rob Sale, while the other is a little bit more laid back, and we'll talk to you on the side. That's something I really like, the balance. He said this about Coach Napier. From everyone I talked to, they have nothing but good things to say about him by looking him up on the internet and seeing how everyone believes in Coach Napier. I can tell how everyone has the same goal in the building that's trusting him. I believe in 100%. I believe that 100%, and I trust myself in him. This is what he said about Jamar Chaney. I'll say one of the biggest influences on my decision was Coach Chaney. He's an analyst, but he plays a big role with a lot of the guys' recruitments. He was the first person to offer me a scholarship. I know him before I had any offers. He was going to be my high school coach, but then he went to Florida for the first time. We've been building the relationship for 4 years, and that's probably one of the bigger things and who I talk to most. So really exciting to get Najee Harris to the University of Florida. Any additional thoughts on him, gentlemen?
No. Just good get, man. Good get.
I think I think having the 2 coaches is something that also intrigued him. That's something that I think a lot of NFL teams have. We've talked about having 2 coaches. It'd be interesting to see what that vibe is on the recruiting trail, because not a lot of other colleges have 2 coaches on the offensive line. So will that be something that is used as a recruiting tool? What do the guys feel about that?
Right. Yeah, he's originally from the Port St. Lucie County. That's Jamar Chaney's wheelhouse. Kamari Wilson from that same area. So Jamar Chaney just a guy we just got to look out for, like staff-wise, man. We got to keep him in the fold. Just a gem. And I don't like to hype up off-the-field guys, but his name just keeps coming up in articles about a lot of recruitments. So when you see that name just keep popping up, you know that eventually, like, man, and he was here before the last staff.
Might need to be an on-the-field guy at some point.
Correct, the Mundo.
Correct, the Mundo.
Mundo.
Let me fix your Spanish. Correct, Mundo.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, Nick, bilingual Nick over there. The Gators were also able
my Spanish
to secure the commitment about an hour later. from Creed Whittemore, from Buchholz, the younger brother of the current Whittemore Trent that is on the roster. Now he comes in as a 3-star ranked 587th nationally on the On3 consensus, the 34th ranked wide receiver and the 98th best player in Florida. Had offers from Texas A&M, Penn State, UCF, Louisville, Michigan, Miami, and the list kind of goes down. A guy that had to earn another scholarship offer under this new staff, was offered by the previous staff, did have to get another offer. The coaching staff obviously felt comfortable in giving that to him a few months ago, and then he announced his commitment on Saturday. A speedster, supposedly a bit more athletic and a bit faster than his older brother. Right now, 6 foot, 175 pounds, probably slides into that slot receiver role. But Nick, want to get your thoughts on Creed Whittemore?
Yeah, he's even played a little quarterback in high school. It was interesting because I remember going back to Trent, and we were all thinking, well, what positions is he going to play? Is he going to play safety, offense, defense? I think Creed probably being looked at as a receiver. I think it's a good get. You know, we can go into all the Jim Rat, first guy in, last guy out, coach's kid, all those.
Bro, he ran a 10-8, 100 meter. Ain't none of that first in, first out shenanigans. This kid can fly a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And there's something to, I think, getting the opportunity to play in your hometown. I think playing at Florida was something he's always dreamed of doing. They grew up coming to games. There's something that goes into that, and I think you're not going to get a kid that's going to take this opportunity lightly. I think it might not have been surprise. Like I think you were kind of just assuming that Creed Whittemore would be in the class. And there's another Whittemore too. I think the one just graduated from Troy. There's Trent, Creed, and I think they have a younger brother as well in like 7th grade, 8th grade. So the Whittemore lineage, the Whittemore lineage to Florida might not be over.
We need to get his dad on the podcast. I'm here for the good content, bro. I got to figure it out, man. Yeah, for sure. I think with Creed, you got to compare him to. I think he's a good get. Not he's gonna be productive. I think he's gonna be a really good wide receiver at University of Florida. It was a need at slot. We do need some guys. It ain't about just the ranking. You need guys that can actually play a spot, and I think he could play slot. Got some wiggle and some change of direction. You need some different type of guy at that spot that we don't have on our roster. But I think a lot of people are comparing him to the the board. What the scene is. The wide receiver scene is very elite. It's deep. A lot of talent in the state. So I think people aren't saying that he's a bad take or he won't pan out. He won't be good. They're comparing him to the board and what the talent that's available at wide receiver. So that's how a lot of people viewing it. But other than that, man, good get 10-8, 100 meter. That's verified speed, something that Billy and them is using and they're checking in on. So all that's there. Everything's intact. And everybody ain't gonna be a 5-star.
Yeah, no, Soka, I know that you're mentioning, obviously there's a lot of names.
3 stars. So
Aiden Mizell, he's ranked as the 17th best wide receiver in the class, ranked 104th nationally. He's looking heavily at Florida. Raymond Cottrell was once committed to UF, committed to Georgia currently, but he's from the Milton area. He's ranked a little bit higher. Hakeem Williams has been on campus a few times, ranked as the number 9 wide receiver in the class. And then you have Brandon Innes, who's going to likely head out of state, but still a guy that Florida's recruiting. Jalen Brown, a guy that's, looking like he might go to Miami from Gulliver Prep. But again, those are just, a few names of the top. Eugene Wilson from Gaither here in Tampa, Tyler Williams from Lakeland. There's a lot of guys ranked in the top 20, top 25 wide receivers in the country, in the state of Florida. So I know that Florida's going to be looking at probably upping that class, but you do need to get guys like Trent Whittemore because he does fill a hole where Florida does not seem to have any slot receivers. They have a lot of 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" guys, some 6'5". You have a lot of heavier wide receivers in there too. So you do need to get shifty. And, I think Creed Whittemore, fits that. So we'll be interesting to see when he gets on campus and the impact that he's able to make, but you can't deny that the kid is athletic and he does have a lot of speed to him.
No doubt.
What do you think? There's some other guys too. What's his name? I just lost it. Sharif Denson put out a top 5 today. 4-star cornerback. He put out the top 5: Ohio State, Florida State, Florida, South Carolina, and Texas A&M.
Yeah, man.
What are you feeling the DBs? There's a lot of love with DBs. I mean, it's almost like,
hey, man, I don't know. Shout out to Sharif, bro. He's very good, man. But Corey Raymond just puts you in a different echelon of. I mean, we nationally recruit. I mean, we don't have to really because the state's just crazy. But still, man, like we can nationally recruit the defensive back position like never before. So it gets a little tricky.
Are you penciling in Money McClain into your class?
Yeah.
What? The silk.
That's where I'm at with it.
The silk mock class. You.
This is me personally. I ain't got no intel or nothing, bro. I want nobody to take it. No, this is where I'm at with it, man. I live a different type of life, bro. I go on intuition and whatnot. I just feel I like where we at with Money McClain.
I'm gonna get Corey Bender to start writing stories off the podcast. Noted podcaster Corey Knowles predicts.
I don't need that type of spotlight, bro, on my takes. To be real with you, man. Just let them stay on here, man.
Just let me get my takes off.
Yeah. Especially like the message boards, bro. Yeah, I don't need no random slander, Nicholas. Sometimes I get into my pom-poms on here, bro. So don't start writing my pom-pom takes on the message board. I'm like, oh, Silk was saying we're gonna win every game.
Yeah, I already put that one on the message board. That's already out there.
I didn't really say that though. But yeah, I feel real good with Money McClain. I feel good with I'm forgetting, man, the other safety at
AJ Harris.
I feel good with AJ Harris as well, but I feel good safety position with my man, the safety at Lake Gibson. I'm forgetting his name. Tip of my tongue. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good podcasting.
That's fine.
Lakeland's loaded, but it's a safety out there. I just talked about him. Hold on, let me go to my notes real quick. I want to say his name now. I gotta say it now.
McClendon. No.
Just say random names. I'm already like trying to make something happen here, Nick. I mean, Dan. Give me a second.
Fill the dead air, Dan.
Yeah, well, while Six doing that, the Gators, I forgot to announce, did land a commitment for the 2022 class. Offensive tackle, 6'8", 370 pounds, Jordan Herman from Hutchinson Community College, has 3 years left to play at the University of Florida. Obviously, a big body, was thought to be very, very good. We talked a little bit about this last week, right, with Nick. Does the JUCO ranks get affected the most with the transfer portal? But UF does go into the JUCO ranks to grab another offensive lineman to add to their 2022 class. And they're also offered Cooper Lovelace, who's a 2022 offensive lineman as well. He received an offer last week. Lovelace is 6'5", 320 pounds, interior offensive lineman.
These boys have a type. That
big.
Is type. They like big on the offensive line.
You gotta go big on big. Gotta go big on big.
They're going after the kids that they have, the kids that they brought over. Cam Waits, aka the Mountain from Game of Thrones, 6'8", 375. That's a large, massive human being. You're not going to get many tweeners like we've seen. Like my boy TJ McCoy might not have gotten a scholarship offer from Rob Sale and Darnell Stapleton.
Real quick, Nick, I got a question. I seen Alabama take a tight end from the JUCO ranks for their 2022 class. Are the recruiting services, are you guys like a little behind because of pandemic and JUCO being a little off as well with the pandemic and being a little late? Are you guys off with y'all evals or late with them? Do you think? Or is the portal maybe throwing you guys off with evaling those guys?
Yeah, I don't know. So ours is new. I mean, On3 hasn't even been around a year yet, I don't think. So they're still trying to set all that stuff up. I think the pandemic definitely stopped all camps and stuff like that. And it's everyone's trying to navigate.
They didn't have a season, right? Didn't JUCO set out a year during pandemic?
Yeah, they set out a full year. So I just got confirmation too from Florida about a week and a half ago. Like, I didn't think so. Everyone got a COVID year from NCAA. I didn't think that extended to junior college, but it did. So like DeJuan Black is a junior this year.
Right.
where I thought this was going to be his senior year, because I thought, well, he played 2 years at JUCO, and he wasn't in the NCAA when the NCAA gave out a free year, but he has a free year. It's probably because, the JUCO had to deal with the same thing. So that's a new ruling. And I mean, I still don't know if, is Ventrell Miller going to count against Florida's 85 as a sixth-year senior? Because last year, the super seniors, the kids that were using their COVID year, didn't count against the 85. Guys like Rick Wells, Jeremiah Moon. So when I did my scholarship chart and I've got Florida 88, I'm like, all right, well, you got to lose 3 before fall. But then there's a couple guys, Trey Dean, Ventrell, that wouldn't count against that 85 potentially. So I don't know. And then to your question, the recruiting services, I don't know as far. I'm not involved in stars and film review and all that. We got a whole team at On3. So don't yell at me if you think someone's a 5-star and they only got 4, or if you think they're a 4-star.
No, please do yell at Nick. He wants to check his mentions. Silk, I know Cormani's at Lake Gibson. Were you thinking of Tony Mitchell?
No, not Tony Mitchell. Hold on, I had his name. Brayshawn Williams. Is his name.
There you go.
Brayshawn Williams, safety. 4-star, Lakeland, Lake Gibson. A certified gangster. I think this kid, he's a 4-star, so he's not underrated, but he's not like a high-end 4-star. I think when it's all said and done, football season end around like December, even if because I think we kind of high in his recruitment. I think we lead the way. But I think some other big dogs like Bama and LSU gonna come calling for his services later on in the cycle. Ohio State, kid can play football, and more eyes gonna get on him when they come watch Cormani. How about both of those Lakeland secondaries? Lake Gibson and Ahmad secondary at the Dreadnoughts, man. He said all those kids are gonna go play D1 football, and Gibson is the same way. Loaded in Polk County.
The Gators also offered Justin Jefferson, not to be confused with the wide receiver, but the linebacker from Pearl River Community College, 6'2", 215 pounds. There's a report of a 4.3, 4.40.
I was going to say, boys got jets.
Even if he off a little bit, right?
Jets. Even if he's off.
So linebacker, bro.
During his freshman year, 53 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception. Said that Florida is currently number 1 in his recruiting right now. Obviously, Florida's looking to add some more depth to the linebacker position and looking for folks that can probably start immediately or at least play a heavy amount immediately. But Justin Jefferson, a new name, offer sheet from South Carolina, Virginia Tech, Colorado State. No visit scheduled, but has been said that he's going to visit Florida next month. So another name to look out for. There was another 5-star. Silk, I know you talked about it on the Big 3 roll-up.
I love that linebacker, by the way, who you just said, man. That's a must-get. I think like those type of linebackers we need that can run, move like that. And I think more people, he's going to get more offers. But we leave right now. I would like us to start closing on these guys. I don't know his visits and how JUCO all that work these days, but just a must need, especially at that position. So, what do you got, 3 to play?
Yeah, you'd have 3 years. 3 seasons to play. The Gators were also in the top 5 of a 5-star whose name I am forgetting right now. Listen to the Facts Only podcast on Thursday. They will, or on Wednesday, they'll break this down a little bit more.
Oh, no, you're talking about another Lakeland, the receiver, Williams.
Tyler Williams.
Tyler Williams is the receiver that we made the top 5 for, I believe, or something like that.
I was talking about the guy, and this is not great audio for you guys, pardon me, but the one that looks like he's going to Penn State.
Norman?
Yeah, Norman.
Will Norman.
Will Norman. Gators make the top 5. I knew I could count on you. The Gators, going back to IMG, the Gators.
Easy name to say as well.
Yeah, that's right. 6'5", 290 pounds, a 4-star. Ranked 176 nationally, gave a top 5 of Florida, LSU, Michigan, Penn State, and Texas A&M. Right now, lots of crystal balls and lots of predictions for him to go to Penn State, but currently at IMG Academy. And if you're in the top 5, You want to move up, hopefully. So obviously a tough battle there, but you got to be in the top 5 to be able to be the top 1. So.
Yeah, and I ain't mad. I don't know where we at with Tyler Williams and Hakeem Williams and Jalen Browns of the world. I'm not mad at Creed at all, but we need Aiden Mazzell and one of the 3 I just named, Tyler Williams. You know, the names I just named. So you need big dogs. It's some elite, creme de la creme talent. Yeah, we can't let this leave, man.
Yep, still a lot of names out there, still a lot of time. Obviously, June, July have been months that a lot of players have said is when they're going to make their commitments. So we will definitely be on the lookout for those. The big names are starting to announce their commitments, starting to pare their list down. Unless you're Baby Gronk, Nick's favorite player, who announced in 8th grade that he has a top 100. The Florida Gators did make that list. So
top 100?
Yeah, top 100. Nick, you're on mute, my friend.
Announced the top 8. I don't know who's running the account, but he announced the top. Let me see. It's in my DMs. He got top.
You got HBCUs and community colleges on there at that point.
Yeah, no, he does. I think the kid's 9 years old. So I'm guessing it's a parent running the account. But he announced the top 8 on March 31st, and then a top 100 on May 5th. So
top 100.
I'm out.
You think we should send a wellness check?
Yeah. I mean, you got JMU, you got UTSA.
Wow. He's
Liberty,
thinking FCS too, huh?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. All of them. Charlotte, Rutgers.
The 49ers made it, huh? All right. All right.
He also announced today that he'll be foregoing middle school to begin.
That was hilarious, man. I thought that was great, bro. I like it.
Yep, I'm good. I'm good on Baby Gronk.
Oh, man. All right, well, let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Game Time Sidekicks. Go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Use promo code STADIUM. Get 10% off of your order. Best vacuum seal cups in the game. I've been using them for over a year now. Nick, I know you've been using them for a few years now. Really great, fine product. Over 350 schools, a lot of University of Florida stuff on there. So go visit GameTimeSidekicks.com. Use promo code STADIUM for 10% off of your order. We were talking a little bit about this before the show started, but want to break it down a little bit more. The NCAA is going to start cracking down on boosters and maybe even collectives. They have announced today a new set of NIL guidelines, clarifying some existing bylaws that are going to prohibit boosters from being involved in recruiting. Let's see, a lot of things in here. The guidance primary purpose is to eliminate boosters' involvement in recruiting. Officials say that boosters and booster-led collectives are using NIL disguised transactions to induce prospects to sign with their school or convince current players to remain on their school's roster. The biggest thing that I think is in here is a lot of talk about things being retroactive. That's going to allow the NCAA enforcement staff the freedom to investigate those who egregiously violated the bylaws in the past. With all of that being said, I think the NCAA could have very easily got ahead of the NIL since dragging their feet. I think it's been 7 or 8 years since that Alston ruling. But for the last 8 years, they dragged their feet, didn't really put anything out, put out some preliminary language last year. But now that we're 10 months into the NIL era, they're going to start some enforcement. Boys, what are your thoughts?
The NCAA at this point is operating on borrowed time. Like the Power Five, and Notre Dame will come with that. The Power Five is going to go off and do their own thing. The NCAA created this problem by going to Congress.
I think the colleges, I think the universities need NCAA at this point.
I don't think so.
I think they do.
How's the NCAA going to? So like
this is what I feel. So I want you to get your take off. But the NCAA, remember, is 100% funded by the schools that make up the NCAA. And we've talked to Linda Teeler, we talked to Jeremy Foley, talked privately to Scott Strickland, right? Those that are connected to UF. Obviously, there's been a lot of conversations in the mediums as a whole from athletic directors. But it's a wild, wild west out there.
Right.
And I think a lot of these schools, the athletic directors that don't know what to do, are looking for something.
Correct.
So go ahead with your take, my friend. Sorry.
That was pretty much my take. I think the schools are spooked. And I think this whole thing that Heitner was talking about, the schools administrators are getting with the NCAA on, hey, we need some guidelines around this. And they need some, because the next thing on the horizon is most likely the players unionizing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're setting up all these guidelines now for NIL and how players should operate. I'm pretty sure somebody in these lawyers gonna get behind the players on like, hey, you guys need to respond back as a collective on how you guys stand and your wants. So this thing's gonna get weird. And I think the colleges and universities need the NCAAs to police this thing. As bad as they want to get rid of it, I think they also need them because they see this is about to turn to something different and not just the booster's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The first time the NCAA tries to, how can you prove the intent of what a deal was? Maybe you can prove a time when the deal was offered, but the deal could be verbally offered and there's no.
These players are gonna sing, Nicholas.
Listen, there's no paper trail of that. And then the first time the NCAA tries to like lay down some infractions, they're going to get sued. That's why the NCAA hasn't tried to enforce the tiny rules that they even put in place, or not even rules, the guidances they put in place. They haven't tried to enforce it because they know that they'll get sued by a player, by the player's manager.
Because they weren't backed by the NCAA before. I'm sorry, the universities before. I think they wasn't active in the NIL department as far as like enforcing anything. That's gonna be different with the lawsuits. If the university are backing the NCAA with these lawsuits, it's gonna be a different type of energy. And I think they need the NCAA. I don't see them like, and I agree with you. It's gonna be hard to retroactively like punish anybody to prove all of that. I do think the players will sing quick if their eligibility is up for grabs. They're not gonna be trying to figure out and save a university they're not at. Hell, if I'm at Tennessee and USC is getting some slander and you telling me you're just gonna hit them with the sanctions, yeah, I sing like a bird from a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go play ball, so they're gonna use the players as much to try to see who was offering what and moving egregiously. But I think the universities need the NCAA at this point. They need each other to survive until they figure out what's next for college football. It's a weird space right now.
Yeah, no, I think that every conversation that we've had about legislation and about the NCAA from Darren Heitner to university administration has always been there needs to be some sort of guidance, right? The Florida law is like 8 pages long, right? And it's that fat margin, double spaced, larger font, right? 8 pages. It's not like a single spaced type out document, right? The NCAA has very preliminary rules about what can be allowed, what's not allowed. They even admitted that they weren't even expecting collectives to be a thing. And, I think that there is a school of thought that athletic directors across the board, conferences and everybody else are looking for somebody to put some sort of standard in place, right? And if Congress, the United States Congress won't do something, then they're looking for somebody to do something, or else it continues to be the Wild Wild West. It's not saying that I agree with it or not. It's just saying that's what I think that they're trying to do, is to get some sort of structure around this, because athletic departments, for the most part, try to operate in as much black and white as possible. And we've created a very, very large gray area that I don't think a lot of schools want to participate in.
Well, the schools are concerned from a lot of different angles, just from like it being just equal opportunity as far as coaches being able to do what they do, and also like boosters and that type of support and whatever. What you got, Nick?
Yeah, because college football's had a lot of parity through the years, so this is changing that. But it's like, Dan, was like, how do you put? So what do you put on a price? Like, you were going back and forth with Miami fans a couple weeks ago, but like about. Is it John Ruiz?
Yeah, John Ruiz. Yeah, and Life Wallet. Yeah.
Then they call him Papa.
What does
Poppy?
Poppy Ruiz? Okay.
Yeah.
What if he owns the company Life Wallet, and if he wants to pay somebody $10,000 to shoot a commercial for Life Wallet, Is that the going rate? Is that a fair market value? What is somebody else going to get? He's saying, hey, that's worth it to me and my company. So how do you compete against that? How do you say, okay, well, that's not fair market value. Well, that's what I'm willing to pay. And if this is capitalism, I'm willing to pay. I'm the market. I'm the market for what I should be paying this athlete to support and to market my brand. And I thought that was a fair compensation for what I would get in return.
And I have always been under the impression and belief that you can spend money however you want, right? If you have a struggling app that doesn't solve a need in the world's business, where you don't have any downloads, you don't really have any reviews of your app except for people saying go Canes on it. Like, if you want to spend that kind of money to promote a worthless application that nobody's going to download, then by all means spend that money, right? But but I think the what probably drew more ire than him asking players to promote Life Wallet and to shoot a commercial with some, what I thought was interesting language about using somebody's last name in it. But I think the bigger issue that I saw, that the NCAA probably saw, is when they got the commitment from the Kansas State basketball transfer that says, this player, last name's Parks, or I don't remember his first name, Parks is committing to the University of Miami, and we're giving him a 2-year deal worth $400,000 and a car, all at the same time. And you have a booster having that conversation when, in whatever NCAA rules do exist, it does say that you're not supposed to have contact with a recruit before he signs. Picture
of mom, dad, family, the kid with the booster in the booster's home, getting big Nevin Shapiro vibes down in Coral Gables.
Big Nevin Shapiro vibes, right? So
basically the one thing the NCAA said was like, an NIL deal can't be contingent or made an offer contingent upon going to a certain school. And when you get that timeline that Dan just said, okay, well, when was the conversation had? It was like, Did Jim Larinaga just call up John Ruiz and be like, hey, yo, this kid just signed with us. It's great for us. And John was like, so great that we'll sign him right now. Give me his number. It seems, the timeline seems sus.
No, I don't think you'd be having conversations. I don't think you'd be negotiating or doing anything until like something's signed, right?
Right.
You're on campus.
And the collectives is, I think, where the NCAA, they were never prepared, but I think that's what they were the least prepared about, right? Tennessee's collective, or whatever they call it, has admitted about visiting players or recruits when they're on campus, which is not allowed, right? But the NCAA doesn't really have any rules, right? They're not enforcing the rules that they have, right? So
if you have a rule that you're not enforcing, is it a rule?
It's not a rule, right? No, you're exactly right. So there is language in there that says that you're not allowed to do so, but obviously there's a blatant disregard of that rule. And if I'm a collective and I've seen what the NCAA has done in the past, then why follow the rules, right? The NCAA isn't cracking down, right? And now they're choosing to go back and do.
You're gonna crack down now. Watch this energy. People. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be funny. The people think the NCAA is weak right now, and I gotta tell you, I think they're back more than what we think they are right now. People giggling and saying, "Oh, what are the NCAA going to do? They're almost done."
Right.
I think the university need the NCAA, and I think all that lawsuit stuff is going to be different if all these big boys, because they run this whole industry. So if the university say, yeah, punish, or because NCAA is just a face, it's just a front. They do what the university want them to do. So if the university want them to like crack down on whatever, that's just what it is. Ain't nothing you lawyers can talking about lawsuits, bro. This is just a money battle at that point. And that's just my take. I could be wrong, but I think universities need the NCAA.
Oh,
I don't think they do. It makes sense like right now.
Yeah, for right now. I ain't saying like long term.
Right now. But it's almost like telling them like, yo, we're gonna leave you, but can you do us a solid real quick?
Yeah, hold us down real until we figure something out.
Like, listen, in 3 years, we're gonna leave, and you're gonna have like, Baby Gronk's top 100, JMU playing Charlotte in your NCAA national championship football game, and we're gonna have our Power 5 championship that people are actually gonna watch on ESPN. Right. But right now, we don't like this NIL stuff. So can you start slapping some fines down, taking some eligibility away?
I think the hatred and dislike for the NCAA is at the fan perspective, right? I think that there's a lot more affinity to the NCAA from the college perspective, right? There's enforcement, there's deals, there's contracts that they can go in together. I want to caution how quickly I think that the Power 5 schools are going to pull away from the NCAA. And let's just say that they do. They're still going to create a group that is going to be there for enforcement. You need governance, right? You're not going to have a wild west of your top 50 programs in the United States just saying, hey, we'll play each other and, everything will be green and grassy and we're going to, live this beautiful life. I don't see that.
You'll have Czar Sankey over the new league. I don't know. I mean, other than stealing people's Heismans and vacating wins and running national championships, I don't know what the NCAA does.
Well, that's because
they're the front man. They're the front man for the colleges. They take on all the blame and the PR hits.
So they're Roger Goodell.
These colleges are treating these players like crap. No, people just say the NCAA. Not the universities is not giving these kids money. People get mad at NCAA, those 4 letters, not any of the universities. That's the truth.
Well, it's like everything, Nick. Everybody reelects their congressperson every year, and everybody hates Congress, right? Everybody loves the University of Florida. They think that, or Georgia or Auburn, whatever it might be, but you do need some sort of governance. You need some sort of group that's going to oversee that. You need somebody that's going to oversee, fair play, safety. There's a lot of components that come into it that I don't think the universities want to be responsible for, nor do they really have the time and effort to be able to do so. You need a governing body. And whether it's the NCAA now and whether it's the Power 5 in 10 years, everybody's going to always hate the governing body. Right? It's just what it is.
No doubt. This conversation went different than I thought it would. How about that?
That's good. That's why we pod each and every week. Glad to have you back, man. We missed you last week.
Dog, man. Xfinity got to they got to give me a month free for missing last week, dog. I was so excited about that interview. I had some Miami trolls written down, man. You guys did a good job, though. You still got to get some Miami questions, and we got the timeline rocking, man. Good job, fellas. Y'all held it down.
Let's give a quick shout out to our friends over at Alumni Hall. Go use promo code SG20 at checkout for 20% off of your order now until June 15th. It's that time to get ready for football season. Baseball season is nearing the end. Nick, we're going to talk about that here in a moment. Maybe some new men's tennis national championship gear will be coming up soon. Whatever the case may be, if you are looking for University of Florida apparel, visit alumnihall.com, click on UF, and use promo code SG20 at checkout. Nick, we talked about your weekend, talked about Mother's Day, but we did not talk about the Florida Gators sweeping the Mississippi State Bulldogs in Starkville.
Nice.
Gators needed a sweep. You talked about it last week. They needed the wins. You said that Mississippi State was a team that wasn't very good, but came off a couple of big wins the weekend before. Gators go in and almost blow a lead in game 3, but end up securing 3 wins. So talk to us a little bit about the weekend.
Yeah, really good start from Brandon Sproat. He's pitched exceptionally well in his last 3 outings. Finally gets the win on Friday night. Florida kind of exploded. Looked like they were ready to lose the game Friday night late, but held on. I think it was like 9-2. And then the game ends like 9-6, and Mississippi State had like the tying run at the plate and on base in the 8th and the 9th inning. But they win Friday night. You go in Saturday, you get a great start from Brandon Neely. Not his best stuff, but he goes 4 complete, and then Florida pieces it together. They get the win Saturday, and then Florida's had trouble closing out series. They've won games on Friday and Saturday before, and then lost on Sunday. Sunday they had fireworks in the 9th, scored 4. Sterling Thompson had a great week. BT Riopel was named co-SEC Player of the Week. So Florida now, I said you had to win 5 of your last 9, and you just knocked out 3 of them. So right now, I think Florida's in a really good place. The RPI is 12, second hardest schedule in the country. And a lot of the problems, so I've been battling this back and forth. So a lot of the issues earlier were that Florida had a really, really tough schedule early on. I said when they got swept by Tennessee at home, I was like, well, the schedule gets easier now. Like they had a stretch of playing LSU, Georgia, Arkansas, who was number 2 at the time in the country, then at Vanderbilt, and then number 1 Tennessee. I was like, that's a rough stretch. I said Kentucky wasn't very good. They could have swept Kentucky, just couldn't finish on Sunday. You sweep Mississippi State, and I said last week, listen, the toughest thing about playing Missouri is having to get to Columbia. So not going to call a sweep, but this could be another 4-0 week for Florida, which would make them winners of their last 8 games. It seems like they're peaking, but I don't want to say, hey, Florida's playing their best baseball right now, because it is true that you're playing the easier half of your SEC schedule in these last 4 series. So can't take away the fact that they've won 5 of their last 6 SEC games. You should easily win the series this weekend at Missouri, get those 2 wins to get to 13 SEC wins. And if Florida gets to 13 SEC wins with their RPI the way it is and their strength of schedule, they're going to be in the NCAA tournament. I don't know what Florida would have to do to host a regional. You'd probably have to win out, because, I mean, right now you're unranked, and the top 16 teams host regionals. So I don't expect Florida to host a regional. D1 has them projected as a 3 seed in the Coral Gables regional, which means I'll be back home in June for that. That'd be cool. But yeah, it's Florida's figuring some things out. Blake Purnell, who was the closer, has had a rough go of it the last month. But they found another freshman in Fisher Jameson, a guy who I was not all impressed with in the fall, wasn't very good. He's come a long way. He's been other than 1 home run on Sunday, has been damn near unhittable. So Florida's kind of figuring out some things, and they've got a bunch of guys hitting the baseball right now. They've made some lineup changes, getting some new guys in there. They're playing really, really good baseball right now.
I also saw that Ryan Slater had a 2 1/3 no hit. I guess in relief. In that game. Yeah. So hopefully the Gators are starting to put it together. You've mentioned that Rio Pell was tabbed SEC Co-Player of the Week, batted .533 this weekend. Gators did go 4-0 on the week. Other news in Gator sports: congratulations to the women's tennis team that beat Florida State 4-1. They're advancing to the NCAA round of 16 for the first time since 2017. So congratulations to former Stadium and Gale alum Roland Thornquist and his team for doing so. The women's lacrosse program won the AAC trophy for best team in the AAC. They will be hosting the NCAA tournaments as a number 7 overall seed. They're going to go against Mercer, Jacksonville, and Stanford in the opening round. So that will start on Friday, May 13th at 5 p.m. against Mercer. So best of luck to the women's tennis program. In other news, the men's tennis team advanced to the sweep to round of 16 as well. So congratulations to them. The outdoor championships for the SEC are going on. The women's track team currently ranks number 3 in the country. So best of luck to the women there. The Florida softball team earned the number 5 seed in the SEC tournament. They are going to play either Texas A&M or South Carolina on May 11th.
And they get to host. So the different than baseball, the softball tournament is hosted by the individual schools. So I think it's been 14 years since Florida hosted. But they will host the SEC tournament in Gainesville.
Nice little fact, a dandy nicked fact right there.
There you go.
Dandy nicked fact.
So if you're in Gainesville, a lot of softball to catch this weekend with Gator baseball out of town.
That's right.
Speaking of Gator baseball, you seen your man Snead got traded to Oakland.
That was preseason.
It was a couple weeks ago, but that's okay. Still a fun fact, Nick. I don't know why you had to win on this parade.
Sorry.
Oh, you mentioned it on the show before?
That was a silky fact.
The silky fact.
Sorry, man. You know.
Yeah, he's reunited with his college roommate AJ Puck.
Nice.
In Oakland.
Anna Hall won the USATF heptathlon title, and she's going to be heading to the World Championships.
Is that 10 sports? 10 events?
I believe so. Bro,
that's an athlete right there then. You're doing everything.
She was in the lead after 6 events, and she ran the 4th fastest heptathlon 800 meters in world history.
World history.
2 minutes and 3 seconds.
Bro, I get tired every time somebody just tell me what one of them things is. What is it again? It's called what thon is it?
The heptathlon.
Help what?
Heptathlon.
I mean, I was exhausted every time somebody explained one of them things. I get exhausted, bro. There's no way I would ever train for something so crazy.
All right, so it's not 10 events. It's the 100-meter hurdles.
Okay.
All right.
High jump, shot put, 200 meters, long jump, a javelin, and the 800 meters.
Is it the pentathlon? That's 10.
That's definitely exhausting. I'm like real races.
That's a long day.
That's a long day. Let's see.
Not over Olympics. That's not like that's all in one day.
She ran that in a day.
And got first place
over the course of 2 days.
She ran that in 2 days.
What is Nick? Like, bro, that's crazy. There's no way.
She ran that in 2 days. That's crazy in 2 days.
She won
110-meter hurdle, 200 and 800, throwing a shot put.
Not only did she do that, Nick, she won all those 3 events, and she got her personal best in all of those. Let's see. She jumped 6.39 meters in the long jump, which is a wind legal personal best. It's incredible. Go ahead.
I was at track this. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was at a track. My son's track meet this weekend, and I got there about 7:30 in the morning. We didn't leave till about 2. He ran one event, and they canceled. They canceled it. We had more on deck. We ran 100 meters, and the sky. The bottom fell out of the sky. Track, bro, is a long day. 2 days of that, and whatever she got going on, God bless her parents, is what I want to say. That was the moral of the story. God bless her parents, man, because this track dad thing, I don't know if it, I need a schedule of exact run times.
So you show up.
I could have ran to the mall. We just was laying around doing nothing, Nick, for like hours, bro. You got to keep scratching, stay warmed up. I'm like, bro, this isn't it.
She set the American record. They should have put that in the article. You have to scroll all the way down to see that she set the American record.
Well, at the bottom? You should
all
lead
in
with
the
that.
bottom. Yeah, you got to lead with that.
Let's
see.
And do a lot of shout outs on this show. The fans said
her 6,458 points. It seems like a lot of points. I'm not going to lie. I think we need to change the way that we score points here. I don't think you need to get into the thousands, but the record, she set a personal record, a school record, number 1 in the world ranking for heptathlon, the number 1 in the NCAA, and number 2 in NCAA history. They got to learn to read these articles a little bit better.
Heptathlon?
Heptathlon.
I like that.
You got it, but you keep questioning yourself. You got it. Say it with your chest.
No, I said it. I like it. I just never want to attend one. Will you ever be a fan of some? Like, how do you watch this? You just on TV? Where do they air this at?
I don't know where the USATF.
Jackie Joyner Kersey won a gold for America. I think that was in the '96 Olympics, if I remember correctly.
I appreciate that, Nick.
She did all this.
That's an interesting.
Sorry, that was not '96. It was the '88 Olympics.
Oh, I knew there was a lie in there somewhere. There's always a lie.
Nick is going 34 years back.
Yeah.
Grant Holloway and Christian Taylor are also going to be on the team that she's going to be participating with that are former Gators. Grant Holloway in the 110-meter hurdles and Christian Taylor in the triple jump. So best of luck to her as she competes for the Olympics. With scores like that, 6,458, I see no reason why she shouldn't make the Olympic team next year. So certainly best of luck to Anna Hall. Let's see if there's other news. I know men's golf is going on. Let's see where they're currently at. Number 2 in the Palm Beach Gardens Regional. That's going to start on May 16th, so next Monday. So best of luck to men's golf, who I know is having a stellar year, all things considered. And finally, one final sport that we want to get on here, men's track and field. We talked about women's. And let's see if we can get where the men are ranked. Not in enough time before we end the show.
Lacrosse won the, where are they in the AAC?
Yep. We talked about that about 8 minutes ago.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Definitely. Shout out to Joseph Fanbula, named SEC Men's Co-Runner of the Week. 200-meter runner. He said it.
It's track season, man. I like it.
Yeah, I think that covers all the Gator sports. Still some basketball transfers on watch. Baseball's still going on. Men's and women's golf we talked about. We talked about lacrosse. We talked about the soccer coaching change last week. Pardon me. So be on the lookout for the coaching hot board. Talked about softball. Talked about men's, women's tennis, track and field. I think we covered them all, boys. Silk, let's get us into a Manscaped ad read, and we welcome you back with Song of the Week as well.
Oh, I got Song of the Week all in all. That's a beautiful thing. A shout out to the great folks at manscaped.com. Be sure to use coupon code 20SG at checkout for 20% off free delivery to your mailbox. Get the best of the best. Nick doesn't have to use any of these products that I'm naming. He's on a hiatus. He's on a sabbatical. He's in a slump. A 3-month slump, a planned slump. Shout out to the great folks at Manscaped. If you fellas are walking into the spring, summer months, because summer's here, without any ball deodorant, you are living life dangerous. Also, that 4.0 lawnmower is the thing you need, man. Keep them balls clean, swift, and neat. For wedding season, summer season, Memorial Day is on the horizon. You don't want no extra perspiring down your legs, down those above the knee shorts. You know, above the knee shorts, you got to have the ball deodorant because you don't want to just be dripping. Feel me, fellas? You want the drip to be on point. You know, the drip, but you don't want to be dripping. Feel me, Nick?
I see what you're saying.
You feel Drip's on point, but you don't want to drip under the drip.
Big lingo there, Nick. Follow along. I don't want to lose you. Use coupon code SG20 at checkout for 20% off, man. This is all freestyle ad read. We don't write any of this stuff. None of it's planned.
Yeah. But also please use promo code 20SG instead.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't even. But
it can get confusing. I get it. We got 2 of them on the scroll thing. Yeah.
We got to hit all the sponsors up.
Who's in charge of the scroll thing?
Yeah, I am. I got to move them around, right?
Fire that guy. Whoever's in charge of the scroll thing.
Hey, Dan's fired.
Yeah. It's like self-sabotage, man. You set me up for the
nice
kid.
working with you boys.
Hey, man, fun being back, man. I hate missing podcasts, man. I lose sleep when I miss, man. But you guys held it down last week. I appreciate you guys, man. Same corner, same time. Oh, I need a song. Hold on.
Wait, hold on. While you look up the song,
what's up?
Question. So we had my podcast from the airport in Las Vegas when the voice was devastating.
Yeah,
that was a wild part. I felt sorry for you that podcast, bro.
I was in pain.
It's like watching Leftwich get carried down the field that game. Like, man.
At least that was after a touchdown.
Right.
Dan is going for what he has already admitted is at least 24 hours too long.
Yeah.
What kind of Dan are we going to get Monday when we tape the pod?
I am hoping for the best.
Fresh off of 96 hours in Sin City.
Yeah, no, I have very, very profoundly said 3 days is all you need in Vegas. I will be doing 4 days and 4 nights in Las Vegas. Shout out to Nick Jordan and his beautiful wife that are going to be married. It is going to be one for the ages, but definitely one where I need to pace myself, drink some water, get some sleep. Extra oxygen in the hotel rooms is what I've heard. I've not been to Vegas in a while. I think it's been 8 or 9 years. So No, I lied. I went to Vegas a few years ago, but that was for work, so it was a little bit different. But
Sure.
this one's going to be a storybook weekend. Got the VIP table at Zed Saturday night.
Nice.
So Sunday might be a little bit of a recovery.
Flex on them boys.
Long flight back.
Danny Bottles.
Danny
Bottles.
On another bender. Danny Bottles on another bender, man. That sounds like an album.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, quickly, Corey, before you do a song, I put a question in the chat. Let's just knock this out real quick. One team, obviously Florida has Utah and Colorado and Notre Dame and a number of other schools on the schedule for a home and home. But of the teams that Florida doesn't have on the schedule, what is one game that you'd like to see in the future?
Home and home? Where I want to go? We got Colorado, so
I got two for you.
Nick, if you say Hawaii, you no longer.
Yeah, that's played out. We can't do the Hawaii joint. We did that for recruiting.
Neither of them are Hawaii. It's two venues I want to see.
Okay.
I would like to see a Florida-Michigan home and home. I know that the Florida-Michigan matchup is played out. But a game in the big house would be fun to see. And then the other one is Florida-USC.
Yeah.
I think a story program like that and getting to go out to the Coliseum, get out to LA, beautiful weather, fake people, great stadium.
I like the USC take. The Michigan one, I think that I would rather see us play in the Horseshoe, play maybe at Ohio State. I just feel like we've played Michigan more than just about any non-conference opponent except for Florida State over the last, I don't know, a couple decades. So I'm tired of seeing the maize and blue. Looking for something a little bit different. So I'm going to go with USC. Sure. It's a great one, but Ohio State's probably my pick.
That's fair. The Florida-Michigan match was definitely played out, but to see it, yeah. And I mean, the Horseshoe's probably right up there with the big house in terms of storied college places. That's all I have.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to like somewhere weird like Oregon. Be, I think, a good like attraction game for a lot of reasons. Different you get weird with the uniforms and whatnot. Wouldn't mind going out to Oregon, just a home in a way. Check out their stadium. I think that would be mine. I think the LA. I've been to LA. I've been to like the Texas thing. Just something totally out of left field. I think would be Oregon, and I wouldn't mind that matchup.
I mean, Texas would be one, but like that's about to be a conference game,
right?
Yeah. I like that Washington Stadium as well, right there on the water with Mount Rainier in the background.
Yeah.
Get my boat vibes, get my hiking vibes, whoop up on some Hokies.
Your boat club out there?
I mean,
your boat club out there with it?
Yeah. We're up there in the greater Seattle area. So if we book a game, I got the boat.
No doubt.
How are you gonna get the boat to Seattle?
It's a club.
Nick, we'll tell you later.
Oh,
it's a club, man. They got docks and ports in different cities.
Yeah. Nick's not been invited.
Maybe you thought he was gonna get a U-Haul and like put it on the on
I thought Captain Dan was gonna leave 3 weeks before and
just head right through the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
Drive
the boat through the Panama Canal.
Yeah, I'll take that 24-foot cobia right through the Panama Canal.
I thought Panama Dan was gonna be on the boat for 3 weeks just to get to a tailgate.
That'd be a hell of a ride, Nick. I'm not sure I would get there. Not sure I would get there. All right, so take us out with song of the week, my friend.
Give me Emmett Dupree, Hours Make Hours. Dope little jingle for the people. Same corner, same time. See y'all boys next week.